there it is. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Wednesday night Zoom. I'm so excited for you to be here. Tonight, we're going to dive in to something relating to, we're going to talk about building leaders, how to be an effective leader, how to build silvers, and some of the things that it may take. If there's any questions or anything, you guys pop in the chat and we will discuss them. And I'm going to be tagging some of you, kind of talking about you and what some of your strengths are that you guys have. So I have a page of notes here. Usually on the days of Zooms, I try to take notes and go over an outline. That way my brain isn't like a squirrel. And today my husband took the boys to school so I could have the morning to myself, and it was incredible. I have a whole page of notes. So you're in for a good one, hopefully, maybe. Okay, so number one, this is not about you. This is not about you. That was one big thing that I realized when I first started becoming a better leader and started realizing the big picture is this is not about you. This is not about your pay points. This is not about your paycheck. This is not about your success sprints. This is not about your bonuses. This is about you having something people need. Like literally, this is not a mascara. This is not a candle. This is something so much bigger. We have something people truly need. And you guys understand, you get the big picture. And when you realize that you get to help people with this tool and that it's not about you, but it's about sharing with other people, guys, I'll tell you what, your mindset will change. It will totally change. It's about you being able to help somebody else to get their products paid for, to be able to afford their groceries, to be able to fill up their gas tank. Seriously, that is so underrated right now. That is huge. So if you're not realizing that, I want you to don't feel sad, don't feel bad, because when I first started, I was excited. I was making the bonuses and I was like, oh my gosh, well, now I want to make this a full-time thing. And then I made my first $1,000 paycheck and I was like, well, I can make this bigger. So then I started focusing on my paycheck. And I mean, that's natural of us, right? We're all human and the income is important. And that's exactly how I got to leave my job. It became a full-time thing for me. So growing a paycheck was obviously important. That was the whole goal of it. But to become a better leader, if you are where you are right now and you've been stuck there for a while, I want you to kind of make a mind shift. And obviously you're doing the work, you're doing the things, but maybe you're stuck. I'm currently there. I've been there for a while. I've been there several times. But when you make a big shift in your mindset and the daily IPAs and the daily things that you do every day, that this is not about my paycheck. This is not about my points. This is not about those bonuses, but it is about me helping others. If you don't have that mindset yet, that's okay. And all you need to do is put some sticky notes somewhere, put them on your mirror, write it down on your desk, put it somewhere and just say, this is about me helping Rachel and helping her do this. And it's about my friend who's on so many medications, it's about me helping her get off those medications. And it's about this person helping them do this. Okay. So make those goals, make those things. That's a bigger picture. That is personally for me, if I write down, I have this list of people that I want to help so bad. If I cross those off, that is such a bigger accomplishment than $100 paycheck bonus on Thursday. You know what I mean? So make that something worth doing and keep it as a reminder somewhere, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We get to help people with a tool that we have. Okay. Let's talk about leaders. Now, I was thinking about something today and I was listening to a Zoom and I forget who said it. I think it was Christina Williams, maybe. I don't know. I'm brainwashed by her, but it probably was her. But have you ever noticed, she said that fitness people, oh no, it was Jacqueline Stanley. Fitness, people who do fitness, people who work out, people who are consistently active, people who are responsible, those people are more successful. And there is a science behind it that when people are active, they're responsible, they are quote unquote busy, whatever it may be, they are more successful. And I never really thought of it that way. I mean, it makes total sense, but it is something I've never thought about. So whenever you guys are looking for leaders, number one, you're not going to find somebody who's going to wake up one day and say, oh my gosh, Rachel, I want to start selling Plexus and I want to go diamond tomorrow, and then does it. I don't know if you know this, but it's not going to happen, guys. I wish it did, but the reality of it is it's just not going to happen. But we create leaders, we mold leaders, we build them up, we help them. That is our job. That's what we get to wake up and do every day. We get to wake up and say, Louise, you can do it. Your stories are incredible and you're doing an amazing job. You get to do all those things every day. So you don't just find somebody and they just do it. You create them, you mold them, you inspire them, you cheer them on. You are literally their cheerleader. Okay. So if you're like, I haven't found anybody yet, I'm Ruby, I'm gold, I'm whatever rank, and I haven't found a runner yet, and I haven't found somebody who wants to work the business with me. That's okay, guys. I don't think I found my first runner who actually really, really wanted to do the business with me until I hit almost senior Ruby. And I'm probably one of very, very few Jules that has 0 other Jules on my team, because I have lots of runners now, but it took a long time to find several people who wanted to do it. And if you're in that boat where you're like, Jess, I'm senior silver, I'm gold, I'm whatever, and I don't have a runner yet, that's okay. You haven't created one yet. Maybe there's somebody on your team who's wanted to dabble in the business and they're just not ready yet. But as long as you're there and you're inspiring them and you're cheering them on, trust me, some people take 2 years. I literally have a girl who's about to go silver, and it took her 2.5 years to decide that she wanted to do it. So if you invest the time and the energy and the cheerleading skills into it, I promise it is worth it. So you don't just find these magical unicorns that go diamond in 2 days. You mold them and you create them and you inspire them every single day. So what does finding a leader or finding a silver look like? Like I said, that thing I heard from Jacqueline, she was like, fitness people have more responsibilities. They're just more self-driven. So I want you guys to imagine, the other day I went to the grocery store, and I rarely go into a grocery store. I do pickup. You guys see in my stories, I don't like going into the grocery store because 1, kids, and 2, I always forget this, but people can be so negative. And the other day I walked into the grocery store, had the kids at school. It was 8:20, walked in. I was like, I'm going to do this in 20 minutes, get my fresh veggies and fruits and stuff for the kids. And I go up to the register and I said, oh my gosh, good morning. Here's blah, blah, blah. How are you doing? And she was like, oh, you're one of those morning people. And I was like, well, it's a great morning. And she's like, oh, I'm so tired. And I was like, okay, I remember why I don't come to the grocery store. And I stay in my own little happy unicorn bubble. Somebody like that. And we all know who they are, whether they're your family, whether you see them at the store, you see them on Facebook. They're the people who are just negative and draining, and they bring you down, and they just suck. They're fun suckers, and they're just awful. Those people, yes, those people are probably not the people that you want to inspire and spend all of your cheerleading skills on to do this with. Okay. They're draining. You have to probably beg them to take their products and beg them to drink their water. And that's exhausting. So think of the other people, the people who wake up and they're like posting, I finished my workout, I drank my water, like us. You want other like-minded people like us who want to do this. You can cheer them on with their first post and they'd be so ecstatic about it. Okay. So when you think of building leaders and people who you want to run this business with, think of the happy people that are worth and you want to build a business with. Okay. Think of the fitness people. They don't have to be the people that wake up and walk 10 miles a day or run marathons. They don't have to be those people, but they should be people who, they have a lot of responsibility. They are usually moms, or they work, or they're just inspiring and they have their life together. Not the people who are always broke. There's always something wrong with them. They're always in the hospital with those vague Facebook posts. You know what I'm talking about. So think about those people that you want to inspire, that you want to go after. And what are some things that you want to do whenever you have the conversation of the business? You want to think about the daily things. I mean, the things that we should be doing every day. And I think most of us here are doing. It's giving them daily IPAs, helping them make posts, My one girl who I'm helping right now, she is doing amazing with doing her own posts. And every day I say, listen, I know you're a working mom. She's pregnant. She has a toddler and she's a nurse. And I say, listen, you're doing an incredible job. I don't think you need to stop. But I know in the very beginning, whenever you are sharing, it is exhausting finding your own posts or thinking of your own posts, and you're just not sure where to find them yet. So here's a few posts. So I send her a post every day. This is super easy. It's literally, talking about her pink drink and why she does it. And then I helped her create her own testimony. So the first month, you want to help them create their posts, give them ideas. And then think of it as, whenever you teach your kid the first couple times, you teach them to do the first 100 times, you teach them how to tie their shoe, and you have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it with them. We do, you do, they do. It's the same thing with your silvers. Okay. Do it with them for a while, and then they eventually catch on, and then eventually they get confident enough to do it. So that's all you're doing, is you're inspiring them on what to do and how easy it is, showing them how to do it, and then giving them that confidence to do it by themselves. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't think that everything they do has to be perfect, doesn't have to look like the way that you do it, but let them do it in their own way. Give them the confidence to do that. And then whenever they are talking to people, get them in three-way chats with your upline, whoever, that may be, and then tagging them in Health and Happiness Lounge. I had the girl who's about to go silver. She was like, hey, I have this girl, she has thyroid problems. Obviously, you're not going to know a whole lot in the very beginning. So I said, add her to the Health and Happiness page, go and search thyroid testimonies, tag her in 2 to 3, and then let's have a conversation. So you want to build belief. You want to explain what you're doing. You are adding her to a resource. You are building belief and letting her see real life testimonies. And then you're going to have her talk to somebody who can help answer questions a little bit better, because you're just starting out. So those are the things that you want to do. And then if you have an accountability chat, whatever that may look like this month I have an August Silvers chat, she's in that right now. So inspire, educate, and build the confidence for those people that you want for them to be silver and to be a leader. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. So next thing I want to talk about, is there any questions so far? I saw you guys putting stuff in the chat, probably when I was going about my rant about negative people. Yep. Okay. All right. And then let's talk about how your daily things that you guys want to do to grow as a leader. So when you first started Plexus, you're probably in a different place than when you first started to where you are now. No matter if you are not silver yet, if you are silver, or if you're gold, ruby, whatever. When you first start this, I love Bob Heilig's quote where he says, this is I forget what he says, something with a compensation plan attached to it. And it's so true. When I first started this was, I remember going to my first convention after just hitting gold 6 months later. And they were like, mindset, you have to work on your mindset. And I was like, I don't need to work on my mindset. I'm a positive person. But it's so much more than that. It's the total outlook on it. It's more than just thinking positively. It's so much more than that. It's about growth overall. It's about wanting to do more. It's about wanting to not just get up and just barely get by. It's wanting to get up and you want to do better, be better. You want to read a book. Guys, I'm telling you what, it's like my life has completely changed over the last 2 months. Not really, but I'm so proud of myself for finishing 2 books this summer. And I've learned so much, and I always forget. It's those little things that you need to do, that you should do, that makes such a big difference. It's like, you should work out, and you know how good you feel when you do it. You just forget to do it. And then you do it and you're like, oh, duh, I feel good. Like, why did I stop doing this? So the same thing applied for me when I was doing a book. Like, working out's easy for me, because if I don't work out, my family knows I'm going to go crazy. I have to work out. But now I'm reading a book and I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. Why did I stop doing this? I'm learning and I'm growing. So being a leader, do the things. Don't just get by. Don't do the basics. Do more than that. Go for the walk, go work out, go read the books, be consistent. I know there's people who are jewels who are not consistent with their products. I mean, that to me is insane, but be consistent with your products, be consistent with posting, be consistent with everything in your life. If you're going to freaking do it every freaking day, every day. If you're going to post, do it. It doesn't have to be on Sundays because, you know, I take off on Sundays or whatever day it is. Post in your stories. If you're going to tell people what you're doing, if you're telling people what you're doing, do it every single day. Be positive, get on trainings. If you're going to do this business, I will tell you, for a while, I felt like I was in not a dark spot, but it was in between having my first son, then getting pregnant immediately after, and then learning to be a mom and a wife and a business owner all at the same time. And it's not easy. There's literally no instructions. Number one, with being a mom, and then how to run this business. There is no instructions ever. So you have to stay consistent. You have to do the things. And that's why we preach it every day, because it's so easy to fall off. It is so easy to say, oh, I've been on all those trainings. I know it all. I don't need to listen to that video just sent, because she sends one every day. I don't need to read the book because I graduated high school. I have a job. If you want to grow, you have to keep learning and you have to be consistent. So don't forget to keep doing that. I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel like I'm a chef. So yeah, show up for more than yourself every day. Show up for the people that you want to educate, for the people that you want to inspire. If you don't have anything inspiring for your people, how are they going to learn? How is it going to be contagious for them? So make sure you guys are just doing the little things. Is there any questions, comments, anything that you guys want to say? Anything you want to add to the negative people? Anybody have any really good stories with negative people that you can't stand? You can share them.
Everywhere.
Do what? What'd you say, Louise?
Oh, negative people are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And the older you get, I hate to say it, they're even worse. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm on a fixed income. Well, so am I. But I was on fixed income when I worked.
Exactly. And it's all about perspective. So whenever you take those negative people, and granted, those people are not going to be the ones that say, I want to go diamond, but some of those people I have turned in. I was one of those people. I was like, I can't afford that. But when we educate them on perspective, I had to comment on somebody's post today and say, it's all about perspective. And when you educate them on that, most people don't think outside of their own little box. They don't think outside of their house, outside of their daily routine of going to work, coming home, going to sleep, eating mac and cheese, and waking up and doing it all over again. They literally don't think outside of that. So when you give them perspective of dreaming bigger, inspiring them to think, well, what if you had extra money to cover your car payment? I mean, that for me was huge. That was huge. I was working 2 jobs when I started this. So sometimes that perspective of letting them think and dream bigger, sometimes that's what it takes. And I know sometimes it can be time consuming, and it's not like, oh, I want to make this silver this month. It may take 6 months, might take a year, but it is so worth it, because when you build those lifetime, all of you, when you help build those lifetime Plexus people who are like, this is worth it, and you see the bigger picture, it is 100% worth it. And it is so much fun getting to do this with all of you. Anybody else? Stories? I love stories. Stories, comments, anything? No? I'm going to stop recording.